it's not a bad song. It's just in my heart, I'm yearning to hear like an actual human trying to play that part. Like even just listening to that piano part in a baby grand, a nice big hall is gonna sound just. It's gonna sound impressive naturally. Welcome to episode number 2 of Recovering Hipster Reactions. I'm Nikki P, the guy who's listened to too much music to have a regular reaction channel because it's hard for me to find anything I've never heard before. It's got to be really weird on like genre or video games or just really new. I don't know a lot of new music. So if there's stuff that's popular now, you want to hear what an old guy thinks of, send it along. But today's episode was suggested by my little girl, Erma. The song is Yoasobi, or Yoasobi, Racing into the Night. I don't know much about it. We have, under our data sheet, we have the artist Yoasobi, Racing into That song from the album The Book from 2019. My notes are, Erma just really liked it, particularly that it's misleading, whatever that means. So, without further ado, let's get into it and see what we got to do here. So first things before we get into it, I already know why she likes this. The video itself, it's very simple animation, and she loves her animation videos. The first thing that comes to mind for me, I'm thinking, yay, give me more anime music. Is this the introduction to season 2 of Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood? I don't know. Maybe it is. Obviously it's not. But, it just gives me those feelings of back when I used to watch anime when I was in college and whatnot. But the thing that really sticks out to me, and this is something that I know that she likes, to me, it's very automated. But when you can tell she likes piano roll keyboard sound, where it's all very electronic and technical and very loop based and usually very note driven. There's a lot of notes in the piano parts. It's just do 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 do. And to me, it's like the parts don't sound organic. They don't sound bad, but they definitely sound electronic. Even if they're using this is clearly using some type of, natural sounding kind of piano pad, but it's the way that it rolls and how, it doesn't sound like a natural performance. It sounds like someone, boom, quantized it and then let it rip. But the video also so far is very interesting. I couldn't find lyrics, but maybe I just need to download the transcript. Is there an option on here? I don't know. I would like the transcript of this video. But let's get back into this and see where we're going now. その一言で全てが分かった日が沈み出した空と君の姿フェンス越しに重なってた初めて会った日から僕の心の全てを奪ったどこか儚い空気をまとう君は寂しい目をしてたんだいつだってチックタックとなる世界で何度だってさ触れる心ない言葉うるさい声に涙がこぼれそうでもありきたりな喜びきっと二人なら見つけられる騒がし 日に笑えない君に思いつく限り眩しい明日を明けない夜に落ちてゆく前に僕の手を掴んでほら忘れてしまいたくて閉じ込めた日々も抱きしめたぬくもりで溶かすから怖くないよいつか日が昇るまで二人でいよう。So, well, I don't know, I never say I'm a huge fan of dance music, but there is definitely something that you said about like Japanese artists performing that type of music. I mean, the song's just very straight, four on the floor, pumping bass. Like with almost any song, she's going to suggest the bass is probably going to be my favorite part because it's constantly ripping. Much like in the case of, like I said, the piano roll, all the instrumentation here feels very like it has it's all pre-programmed and just bam, meant to hit when it hits, and it's all very on time. It's all quantized. It doesn't have, somebody didn't go crazy with the humanized feature. They like said, let's take all the people out of this. With the exception of, and I love this, man, I love that funky, clean guitar that you've got in the track, which is definitely something that's I personally associate with Japanese music. They just love the with that very, very clean guitar, super funky, even when it's on something that's like super four on the floor like this. The video itself, once again, is very interesting. I like the limited color palette. The art, very simple. This whole like blues and pinks, and I think there's only like 5 colors, maybe 2 or 3 versions of each blue or pink. That's very interesting too. I'm not entirely sure what like the kind of exploding liquid in the eyes is, but maybe we'll figure something out as we get further into the song. So that was maybe the strangest of key changes I've ever heard. I do not know why they chose that one. It's almost like a de-escalation of like what's going on in the song, which seems pretty intense. Honestly, like I'm not entirely sure because I'm listening to this in Japanese and reading the translation in English. The song definitely reminds me of one of my exes where like, my early, love and interest in her was very strong. And it's talking about the things that only you see. And in that, for me, like there were things that only she saw. She was pretty crazy. But I also, was so enamored at the time that like I envisioned that I could take on more of a relationship than I could. And it was very difficult, frankly. but, you guys get a little personal in there. Once again, we have these kind of liquid falling from the eyes. It's not crying, it's like exploding out of the eyes. So I'm not entirely sure what that means. There's actually a little bit of, reminds me of the way certain characters are treated in the, what am I calling it? In the comic book, the Department of Truth, there's, well, I don't know what you want to call her, but the one character, like, she has the X out of her eyes, and it kind of reminds me of, like, this exploding look that they're giving me in this video. I guess we'll see where this, weird de-escalation takes us. Is this song going to turn around and get happy all of a sudden? It doesn't feel that way, but I don't know, it's almost kind of, it's definitely counterintuitive for me. So, let's keep going. する君は綺麗だ明けない夜にこぼれた涙も君の笑顔に溶けてく変わらない日々に泣いていた僕を君は優しく終わりへと誘う沈むように溶けてゆくように染みついた霧が晴れる忘れてしまいたくて閉じ込めた日々に差し伸べてくれた君の手を取る涼しい風が空を泳ぐように今吹き抜けてゆく繋いだ手を離さないでよ二人今夜に駆け出してくSo, it's a fun song, for sure. I like it. And I know they did re-escalate with another key change. It felt a little weird once again. It's just not a normal key change that I'm used to, perhaps. Maybe that's just me listening to Western conceived music. And, I feel like I do have to comment on the fact that there's a lot of imagery, certainly in the video, of falling. And, like, kind of, there's the liquid behind them and they're falling. I'm not sure where they're falling to. Maybe it's a, we're falling in love kind of element. You saw more of the girl's eyes towards the end of the video. And like, maybe it's the first time they're kind of seeing each other. And that's kind of the idea. But it felt like worth noting. I also want to note that there was at least 2 points in here. They do like one of my favorite things to do, which is the suck out. It's a production technique where they basically take out a lot of the instrumentation, just kind of leave it to like the rudiments, or leave it to like one key instrument to kind of carry things. It'd be kind of like an acapella in a standard pop song or like an R&B song, and then like when everything comes back in full force, like you really get it. This definitely had a couple sections of that, which I like. And while I don't particularly love the overproduced element, like basically the over quantized element of the keyboards, it's not a bad song. It's just in my heart, I'm yearning to hear like an actual human trying to play that part. Like even just listening to that piano part in a Baby Grand, a nice big hall, is gonna sound impressive naturally, and like I know there's like a naturalness that like this lacks, that a humanization that like I personally like to hear. So maybe I'll have to go and see if somebody's done like an actual performance of this song somewhere with like an actual keyboard player performing that, because that would be awesome for me. Well, thank you folks for hanging out with me today. Hopefully you like the song. It's new to me, so this is a genuine reaction. We got to go way out into the lands of Japan for me to find music I don't know. Anyways, if you want to donate, help keep this going, you can stop by, buy me a coffee. You suggest songs you want to hear, go right there. You can sign up on the, fill out the form and let me know. And otherwise, have a good one.